Good morning. This is Latasha over at Tasha's Tiny Homestead. Actually, on the flip side of the camera this time. Look at that sunrise coming up. It's beautiful. I kind of wanted to say hi to everybody. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for stopping in. We're out in the front yard. And I kind of wanted to show you what we have going on. Introduce myself and say thank you for everybody that has followed me, subscribed to me, and supported me so far. Like and share this channel. Right now we're just going to do a quick video of the front yard and talk about what we're going to do here and then go from there. So now that you got to see my face, um, let's take a look at the front yard. Today is January 30th, 9 a.m. over here in Northwest Georgia is Zone 8A. And I'm a little bit distracted because I have rabbits still in my garage. If anybody's seen my previous videos, you'll know that I got rabbits yesterday for my family. Maybe I should do like a little sub video on raising meat rabbits, but I am no expert. I literally just started. So, let's take a look at what we got. My yard is a mess. So let's go ahead and start over here and talk about what happened last year and what we're changing this year. So back here, well, let's talk about this, my beautiful Japanese maple. Look how sad and lonely it is. I cannot wait to see it fill back out. It's such a beautiful tree. So I planted some herbs and stuff here, just tossed out a bunch of seeds. Nothing came up, although those might be something that I planted, but I don't know. So it was not a very good spot. I have the standard Georgia clay. I mix garden soil and till it into my native soil, and then I just plant into that. And now that I have rabbits, I also use the rabbit manure. I would like to see these bushes come out. They are an invasive variety, and they will grow shoots out of anywhere, and they will attach themselves to anything. And they also seem to carry some type of pest. You can see what looks like little eggs to me. I don't know, but I'm not a fan of these. This little area here, I would love to plant something. Let me see if I can back the camera out. I would love to plant something in this little walkway, but they have like that, I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. That stuff you put down when you don't want to have weeds. Weed barrier. They have a weed barrier underneath here. So I'd have to pull it all up, remove the bushes. This tree gets so bushy and big, it creates nothing but like shadows here. So maybe I'll put something like ferns or something underneath here. I don't know. I think that would be really cool. Excuse my dogs. They see a cat. I want to remove those bushes. You see they are climbing all over the place. And then over here, I planted melons and squash. It did not work out. This tree here, this diseased gum tree, and it's diseased. It throws out some gnarly looking leaves. It creates too much shade. That in here. Apologies, my dogs see a cat out here. So I didn't think about that when I planted this garden out here. So my melons, nothing grew here except for cucumbers. I managed to get a decent amount of cucumbers out of here. Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay. I was like, did I plant that? Is something else coming up? Nope, that's a weed. So, I'm saying I mowed everything down here. I had cucumbers up here. I got a fair amount of cucumbers and Mexican sour gherkin. But I had aphids, not aphids, I had squash bugs so bad back here. And it just got so weedy and I just like left it. I mean, it was awful. So I'm actually going to pull these up, and they're going to go in the front, and I'll show you where those are going to go. So back here, I'm barefoot, so I'm not going to go too far back here, and I'm always barefoot. I don't care if it's snowing outside, raining outside. Back here in a spot here grows a patch of wild blue raspberries. Raspberries? No, blackberries. Blackberries. So I can come out here and pick blackberries, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to start working again on this yard, and I use my lawnmower. I go through here and cut them up, and then I put them in my compost pile. I let them sit the remainder of the winter, and then they actually get really dark mulch, leaf mulch, and it doesn't take long. I wet mine down so that they compost a little faster. Comes the trash guy, so my dogs are probably going to bark again. I'm going to pause you for a second. Okay, I had to walk away and let that trash truck come through here. So now, okay, so go through here, cut up my leaves. Right here in this spot here is where a third row was actually tilled, and I let it grow over because I never planted anything there. So I'm gonna have to come through here with a tiller and retill. I do till my garden. Some people don't. They practice no till or little till, whatever. All the tills you can do. I choose to till mine. So over here where I had the tomatoes at, I don't think so. It's still real soft over here. So I'll probably just take like a shovel or a spade or something and just kind of disturb the earth and plant right into that. So here this is where I'm going to put those trellises that were in the back so that it looks like this. These are 22, 24, I can't remember now, foot beds. And I practice square foot. I'm gardening, so I plant everything in a square foot. So these were all tomatoes, and I had peppers here. I will not put peppers here next year because I had my tomatoes against the trellises and my peppers behind them. And the peppers that were on this far side didn't get a lot of sun. So they were kind of slow, and there was some that I didn't get any of. And this year I think I have more tomatoes because, excuse me, I want to focus on sauce. Excuse me, that was gross. So, hence the third row. So these are all going to be tomatoes, and then behind those tomatoes I might plant something like strawberries or something that doesn't mind the shade that those are going to put off. And then over here I got a couple grow beds that we're going to put over here. I'm going to put all my peppers out here in this area here. It's kind of challenging. I went from having like a 1/4 acre to grow on to just my front yard. So trying to figure it all out is challenging to say the least. Here in this area, I want to do flowers. So I'm not sure if I'm going to plant them in a raised bed, or if I'm going to plant them into the native soil. I think I may do that because I want to put some perennials in there, like yarrow and things like that. So maybe I'll plant directly into the ground and just kind of till up this area here after we check for utilities. And then, so we'll put tomatoes here, peppers here. Now the thing I'm stuck on is watermelon and squash, right? So I know that I've never had luck with watermelon. I've only grew them once when my pigs, I fed them to them, they pooped out the seeds, and I got 8 watermelons. So that's the only time. And I really want to grow them again. So, but we all know that they tend to sprawl, which is why I planted them back there so that they had plenty of room to run. But that didn't work. So we're going to have to do something different. I'll show you an idea, maybe, and we'll see what you think. In the meantime, let's pan around. That is the potting soil that I used from Walmart. to up pop my plants in is that. I use that in my grow bags, and my plants grew amazing. So Walmart's cheapest brand right there. So we are going to walk over here. I'll show you my compost pile, and I'll show you what I got thinking over here. So as you see, we have these ugly, ugly trash cans here, and junk that just needs to be cleaned up. I need to cut down these pine trees that are growing over here because, as you see, they get pretty gnarly. I mean, and we've had a tree fall in the neighbor's house, so I need to come through here with a saw and get those while they're still small. So over here, this area is very rooty. You can't plant anything in here. It does grow stuff in here. We'll talk about what it grows in just a second. First thing that it grows in here is a ton of mushrooms. And you can see it grows a lot of moss too. It grows a lot of mushrooms, like some huge mushrooms. It also grows muscadine. Is it muscadine? But it, wild muscadine, so it doesn't produce anything. It grows a lot of goldenrod, which is medicinal, so I do use the goldenrod. And it also grows perennial sunflowers. So I'll show you the perennial sunflowers in just a moment. Over here in my little messy area is my compost pile. I do not have anything around it. I call it a compost pile, but really it's just full of rabbit poo and their bedding and leaves. That's what's in here. This will all break down. I need to come out here and wet this to get it hot. It will start to steam. You want to get it hot. You have to have the right balance of stuff in here too. So I'm working on this one. After this year, I'm going to move my compost pile to the back of the house, and I want to build an actual compost container so that it's not sitting in the front yard like this. And then let's take a look at this perennial sunflower. Oh, and then I have some pallets. I want to make chicken coop out of pallets. Before I go over to that trash can, needs to go in my room. Here, I am a trash collector, and somebody was giving away free bottles, and I know there's things like projects I can do out of these bottles. I just don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So if anybody has any fun, crafty idea to do with these bottles, let me know. There are some really cool bottles in here. Check out this old Coca-Cola bottle. I mean, there's some really cool bottles in here. Okay, so let's go over here. Here is, be careful, the perennial sunflower, which I did not keep seed from. I should have, but if you see, it's hanging tough. There's still what looks like possible seed heads in here that I'm gonna, and it's pretty tall. It's about 7 feet tall. This is, well, not 7 feet tall. We'll see, it's it might be 6 to 7 feet tall. It's huge. This is a perennial sunflower. Grows such beautiful little yellow flowers. So that's pretty fun. That was the fun thing about moving here last year, is seeing the things that grow in my yard. To me, as a gardener, seeing the things that grow in my yard. So I have to come through here and sweep all this up. Now here was the idea I had about these squash and watermelon. I'm going to clean up all this around the mailbox, and I'm going to plant sunflowers. All the neighbors plant sunflowers around their mailboxes. Clean all this up. It gets full shade, this area. Even though there's trees right here, it gets full sun. So, because it does get full sun, I could put a raised bed over here and plant my watermelon inside that raised bed. So what it's going to do is initially root in the raised bed, but spill over the raised bed, and it's going to fruit and lay the fruit out on the ground. And then it has all of this area to do whatever it wants to do. But the main part of it that's in the ground, the root, is actually in the raised bed. Tell me what you think about that one. I would love to do something with this area. It just looks so, I mean, you look at it, I mean, you see it now. It looks worse when throughout the year, because then it kind of grows up to be like a weedy mess. I gotta throw all that stuff away. But tell me what you think about that. And then you see, I have all my tools out here that really should go in the garage, but the garage has not been cleaned since I moved here last year. So that's something we're gonna start working on this weekend. I have lawnmowers out here. I got my garden tools out here. So I'm gonna come through here. I got a weed eat. I gotta pull out plants I still have in here from last year. These tomatoes and stuff like that. I come through here and pull all these out. I'm gonna come through here and start fertilizing and adding the compost now, like the rabbit manure. Get it in here. Get some fertilizer and stuff in here, and let it just sit until I'm ready to plant in it. I do have some cold weather crops like collard greens that need to go in the ground. I never have luck with them. I don't know why. I try every year. I should do them late summer into spring, or late summer into fall, instead of doing them now, because they're going to take up too much space. So I'll figure that out. I think I'm going to put those in grow bags. But last year I also was experiment. I planted 3 pepper plants to a grow bag, no matter what the size was. I had 10-gallon bags and I had 20-gallon bags. And believe it or not, my peppers grew amazing. My Brazilian starfish, they got my Brazilian starfish, my Jamaican Scotch bonnets, my sugar rush peach, my death spirals. They were huge plants. It did not faze them to grow in there. This year, I am going to actually grow 1 plant to a grow bag, and actually kind of go down on the grow bag. I want to take those 10-gallon bags and plant 1 plant per bag, and see. If they did amazing with 3 of them, I can't imagine what they're going to be like putting 1 in there. Putting 3 in there caused me to have to water them constantly. The soil went down. I mean, you can see how low the soil went down. Well, I was in there getting dirt out. Here's an example. You can see how low the soil went down. I got a lot more stuff I still have to get planted, like my flowers and my herbs, so I'm going to work on that today. I'm going to try to bring you guys along so that you guys can watch me do that. My daughter moved back home recently, and I didn't really have room for her because I didn't know she was moving back home. So she's kind of camping out in the living room, and she's always streaming. I have to think of her streamer name. She's always streaming. So I really can't record with her in the background, but I could probably do some voiceovers, and that may work. But I do want to bring you guys along more this year than I did last year. So I want to bring you guys along as I'm planting my seeds, as I'm planting them outside. I want you guys to be a part of that. As I'm harvesting, definitely when I'm harvesting, I love harvesting videos. I find them so relaxing. So I watch Becky from Acre Homestead all the time when she does her harvesting videos, and they're like 40-something minutes long. I sit there and just binge watch those. But yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this year. I don't quite know. This area here, that's a sheet, needs cleaned up. I'm gonna clean all this out, but I don't quite know what to do with this area here. It gets very weedy, and these bushes need to go, or at least be trimmed up. And maybe I'll just trim them up because the bees like them, and I like the bees. I need them, and they need me. I need to get some more bird feeders and some more bird houses. I had 2 sets of babies be born there last year, and I want to make sure I have plenty of room for more. I need to get ready for the hummingbirds. It is about that time. I had so many hummingbirds visit my garden. I didn't have any hummingbird feeders, but they liked my bean plants. I don't know. I didn't know there was something in it that was intriguing, but they would come in the garden. There'd be 3 of them, hummingbirds, and they would just play in and out of here. I have video. I'll have to upload video, and you'll see them just playing in and out of the garden. It is so, so amazing. I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. But that stuff excites me. I've never seen a hummingbird, honestly. I've never seen a hummingbird. I moved to Georgia last year, and I was excited to see fireflies or lightning bugs, whichever one you call them. I've never seen them in Florida. I don't know if it's because people sprayed or what. We don't spray up here. None of the neighbors spray for mosquitoes or anything like that. I have told them a time or two in not very nice ways, don't bring your behind back up here. We don't like that. My neighbors are very supportive, and I give my neighbors food from my garden. I grow for my neighbors too. So that is my plan this year, is to try to grow enough where I can give some away or donate it to my community. Not really a food bank, but just to my community. Sometimes I'll put little ads up and offer stuff that I have, and I just give it away. I don't want anything for it. I just like to share my happiness, I guess. So anyways, I have blabbed enough, but I am going to start uploading some videos of last season, because there's so many videos I did not upload. There's probably hundreds of videos I did not upload, and they are all my videos are raw and uncut. Like, I do not edit my videos. If I mess up enough, I'll just restart the video. Otherwise, I just don't post it. So that's the reason why some of those I haven't posted. There's probably bloopers in there, or they need to edit it. But I do not edit my videos. I let you see and hear everything. That's the reason why you'll hear the dog barking, or a trash truck, or a motorcycle. I live in a subdivision. It's loud. Occasionally, you'll hear the roosters and chickens around crowing and or laying eggs, and that's okay too. But anyways, that's enough talking. Thank you for joining me. I cannot wait to bring you along as we start 2025's garden. And just remember what it looks like now, because it's not going to look like this for too long. It is almost February, so 2 more months before I plant things outside. But the things inside that we got started are doing great. I actually need to fertilize my plants. When I do fertilize them, we'll go over that. I'll tell you what things I use for the garden. It's just what I use. I'm not saying it's perfect, not saying that you have to use it, but I'll talk about what I use in my garden and what I use when I'm up potting, how I up pot, fertilizer that I use, and all kinds of things like that. So anyways, thank you for coming along to Tasha's Tiny Homestead over here in the peachy state of Georgia. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.